This is a Monty moment. I'm Johnny Montalbano. As we get you ready for week 3, yes, week 3 in the National Football League, one that as we enter the Thursday night game coming up in just a little bit between my New York Football Giants and the San Francisco 49ers out there at Levi Stadium, is one filled with injuries. And you take a look at a lot of the injuries that came out of week 2 and that have been going on for the season. And it really all starts with the game coming up in about an hour or so with Saquon Barkley still dealing with an ankle injury. We don't know as of this if he's going to play or not. I'd be surprised if he was. Giants may have caught a break because it didn't look good on Sunday in the final minutes of their comeback win against Arizona with the ankle, but it turns out it was just an ordinary ankle sprain. And originally they were talking about 2 to 3 weeks with him, but Brian Dable did come out earlier this week and said that he was not ready to rule out Saquon, saying that he's a fast healer. I'd be shocked, though, if Saquon plays. And even if he does, I mean, how effective is he going to be on that ankle, going up against that very good defense? It's just not a very, very good matchup. But you have to deal with that. The running back position has been marred by injuries through the first couple of weeks. Obviously, the devastating knee injury to Browns running back Nick Chubb, who may need 2 surgeries for his knee. Just not a great thing. But we did find out that on Wednesday that they are bringing back running back Kareem Hunt on a 1-year, $4 million deal. Although it is also expected that Jerome Ford will still be expected to be the lead running back there for Cleveland. You're dealing with Jamal Williams out down there in New Orleans. Saints have been off to a nice 2-0 start. Their defense has been fantastic, but their running game's been taking a bit of a hit. They had some injuries and some injuries and some players not active early on, and now you add Jamal Williams, who was one of the best running backs last year at scoring. He's expected to need some time to recover from his hamstring injury per head coach Dennis Allen. Of course, Joe Burrow, his name has been talked about a lot through the first couple of weeks. He got a huge extension, 5 years, $275 million, but he has not really been himself. You know, he hurt himself early on in training camp for the second straight year. The signs as the week has gone on have been positive. I mean, there's indications that he's been feeling better than he was on Sunday, and the extra day will definitely help, and we'll find out if he plays Monday night against the Rams. But you know what? Right now, the Bengals are in a very, very tough spot. They're 0-2, 2 losses in division. You know, they look at, especially including to the division-leading Ravens. I mean, we could be talking about after Monday that the Bengals could be 3 games out of the division and maybe even more, because you have to also factor in that they don't not right now have the tiebreaker against the Ravens. So tough times there in Cincinnati early on, and 2 players still in concussion protocol. That would be Dolphins wide receiver Jalen Waddle and Colts quarterback Anthony Richardson. And if Richardson can't go Sunday, we could be looking at Gardner Minshew there against the Ravens. We'll talk about this and a lot more coming up on Football Friday, happening on Friday. But as far as week number 3 gets started in about an hour or so over there at Levi Stadium between my New York Football Giants and the San Francisco 49ers. Giants coming off of a big win, not a great start, but a great second half against the Cardinals to get to 500. That was a much-needed win for them because you could not start 0-2 and face the 49ers. I mean, they had a drive. I posted this on my Twitter account of Montalbano NY, that they had their season came down to 1 drive really on Sunday, and they executed it. You know, Brian Dable looked like he was calling the plays. They made some adjustments. Daniel Jones played well. You know, he had 1 turnover, but wasn't even really his fault. But you know what? You give the Giants credit for coming back the way that they did. They never make things easy, but a very, very tall task now in a short week, taking on the 49ers, who right now look like the best team in the NFL. So week 3 gets started with an Al Kirk and Kaylee special on Amazon with the Giants and the 49ers. And the 49ers are right now a 10-point favorite. And it's not a surprise to me because, as I said, the 49ers are the best team in the NFL after 2 weeks. You know, Brock Purdy is managing the game. He's getting the football to San Francisco's explosive playmakers. The defense is stout. And while you like the adjustments that the Giants made in the second half, the one thing you did notice watching that game is both lines are not good right now. The offensive line's a mess. The defensive line cannot get to the quarterback. I mean, they could not lay a finger on the Cardinals and Josh Dobbs there on Sunday, and that is going to be a nightmare situation. I just don't see any way possible how the Giants keep this close. Even if Saquon does play this game, I don't know how effective he's going to be. The recipe for the Giants to win this, to at least keep this game close, I think, would be to keep keep the ball out of Brock Purdy's hands, which means you're going to need to get some production out of the running backs. Giants did show, though, that they were able to, pass the ball and get a lot of receivers open and available. You saw Jalen Hyatt, their third-round selection from Tennessee, go off for a big play. You had Hodgins, you had Darren Waller, the tight end, have some big plays. So, if Jones can get those guys involved, but it looks like Jones is going to be scrambling a lot in this game too. This game has like 27-10, 27-13, 30-13 written on it. I hope I'm wrong in saying this, but my first official pick here for week number 3 is the San Francisco 49ers minus the 10. That's what we're going to roll with here in game number 1 for week number 3. And we'll hopefully give you some big winners. We'll talk about this a lot on Football Friday, but boy, we had some rough, bad beats in week 2, including last Thursday night's game between the Vikings and the Eagles, where we took the Eagles minus 7 and they only won by 6. But we'll get into that and so much more on Football Friday, week number 3 already. And that'll come your way Friday, noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. Everybody will give you their picks, their bench locks of the week, try and get you some winners and get you some points as well. I'm right now 15, 16, and 1 for 38 points. Again, we'll give everybody's stats coming up tomorrow. And that's how we get started. So 49ers minus the 10. That's what we roll with to get week number 3 underway. For more, like us on Facebook and X at GameOnETB, on Instagram at GameOn_ETB. You can follow me on Twitter. I'll say Twitter and X at Montalbano NY. You can check us out on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/ETB Network, where if you like our Monty Moments and all of our content, leave us a like. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. And, of course, have your notifications set so you never miss another Monty Moment or any of our programming here on the Empty the Bench Podcast Network. You can also check us out at etbpodcasts.com for great blog posts from all of our contributors. And, of course, if you can't watch us, take us on the go. Wherever you get your favorite podcasts, we are available on your favorite audio podcast platforms as well if you are on the go. Have yourselves a great weekend. I will see you Friday for the Football Friday show and then back for more Monty Moments next week. This has been a Monty Moment, and I'm Johnny Montalbano.